Dating as an introvert feels like trying to thrive in a world designed for extroverts.
No way.
Doesn't it?
True.
Society keeps telling you to put yourself out there, as if loud crowds and endless small talk are the only way to find love. But what if the real problem isn't you? What if the world has been teaching you the wrong approach all along? Imagine discovering that your introverted nature isn't a hurdle. It's your secret weapon. Yes, you heard that right. You don't need to become the life of the party to succeed in dating. Instead, you can play to your strengths, your depth, your ability to truly listen, your knack for creating meaningful moments. This isn't about changing who you are. It's about embracing it. Ready to see how your introversion can set you apart in the dating world? Let's dive in. Use your natural strengths. Introverts often underestimate their natural strengths, especially when it comes to dating, where being outgoing seems like the golden rule. But here's the truth. Your introspection and active listening are secret weapons. Women appreciate a guy who genuinely listens. Picture this. You're at a quiet coffee shop. She's talking about her favorite book. And instead of nodding aimlessly, you ask, "What drew you to that story?" That's the kind of thing that makes you unforgettable. It's also about choosing environments where you can feel comfortable and confident. Forget loud bars or flashy events. Instead, invite her for a walk in the park or check out a local art gallery together. Imagine a low-key evening where you're walking side by side, the conversation flowing as naturally as the surroundings. These settings aren't just about avoiding crowds. They let her see the real you, and trust me, that authenticity will stand out more than any rehearsed pickup line. What makes this approach a game changer is how it flips the script on dating stereotypes. It's not about being the guy with the loudest jokes or the flashiest moves. It's about being the one who leaves her thinking, "Wow, he really gets me." That's something most guys miss because they focus on impressing instead of connecting. So, how do you keep the momentum going and build an environment that sets you apart? Chose the right place. Choosing the right environment to date isn't just about where you go. It's about how it complements who you are. As a man, your choice of setting speaks volumes. Instead of the cliché loud clubs or packed parties, think about places that highlight your personality. Apps like Coffee Meets Bagel or Hinge focus on quality matches, giving you the chance to meet women who share your vibe. Better yet, look for community groups or events tied to your interests. Whether that's a book club, a film screening, or even a hiking group, low-pressure settings are your best friend here. Imagine this. You meet her at a cozy bookstore, casually flipping through a stack of classics, and strike up a conversation about a favorite author. Or maybe it's a small gathering at a local wine tasting, where the mood is relaxed and there's no pressure to perform. These places let the conversation flow naturally, giving you a chance to build rapport without forcing it. Remember, the goal isn't to overwhelm her with grand gestures, but to create a space where you both feel at ease. When you choose environments that align with who you are, you set the stage for something meaningful. It's less about proving yourself and more about letting her see the guy who's grounded and authentic. And as you refine your approach, it's worth asking, how can you ensure that the conversation itself becomes the highlight of your time together? Have conversation starters. There's nothing worse than an awkward silence on a date, right? As a man, having a few go-to conversation starters can make all the difference. Start simple. Women appreciate thoughtful yet casual questions. For instance, what's something fun you've done recently? Or what's a dream destination you'd love to visit? These aren't just icebreakers. They're windows into her personality. The key here is to show genuine interest. People can sense when you're just going through the motions. Practicality is your ally. If you're heading to a coffee shop, a question like, "What's your favorite drink here?" can spark a fun back and forth about preferences. If you're at a park, try something like, "What's the best place around here to unwind?" These conversation starters aren't meant to impress. They're designed to make her feel comfortable opening up. And the more she talks, the easier it becomes for you to find common ground. But remember, it's not all about questions. It's about how you respond. Listen actively and build on her answers. If she mentions a movie she loved, share a related one you enjoyed. If she talks about a hobby, ask her what got her into it. This way, your conversations feel more like a natural exchange than a scripted interview. And as you get the hang of this, You'll see how setting boundaries for your energy plays a key role in keeping things balanced. Set boundaries. Dating can be exciting, but let's be honest. It can also be draining if you don't set boundaries. Knowing when to call it a day isn't about being rude. It's about respecting your energy and hers. For example, if you're feeling tired after an hour or two, simply say, "I've had a great time, but I need to recharge. Let's do this again soon." Clear, polite, and shows you value quality time over quantity. One of the best ways to manage your energy is to structure dates that have a natural endpoint. A coffee meetup or a casual walk is perfect because they naturally wind down. If things are going well, you can always extend them. But if you're starting to feel drained, these setups make it easy to wrap things up without it being awkward. This ensures you leave the date feeling good rather than overextended. Boundaries aren't just about ending dates. They're about creating balance. Maybe you limit how often you go on dates in a week or take breaks to recharge between social events. This doesn't make you less interested. It makes you more present when you do show up. The trick is to prioritize meaningful interactions over pushing yourself too hard. And speaking of meaningful, what if your focus wasn't just on how many dates you go on, but on finding someone who truly clicks with you? Focus on quality over quantity. It's tempting to think that dating is a numbers game, but let's flip the script. Quality beats quantity every time. Meeting fewer people but connecting on a deeper level is where the real magic happens.
True.
Think about it. Would you rather go on 5 mediocre dates or one where the conversation flows and you feel genuinely understood? By focusing on meaningful connections, you save yourself time, energy, and a lot of unnecessary small talk. Building something real starts with being intentional. Instead of swiping endlessly on apps, take the time to really look at profiles. Send messages that show you've read them. Mention a shared interest or ask a thoughtful question. When you do meet someone, invest your attention. Ask yourself if this person aligns with what you're looking for, not just in the short term, but in life overall. This approach isn't about rushing, it's about clarity. Quality also means being selective about your own energy. When you value yourself, you naturally attract people who value you too. So, next time you're tempted to say yes to a date just to fill time, ask yourself, does this feel worth my effort? Choosing to focus on depth instead of breadth isn't just a dating strategy, it's a life strategy. And who knows, the right environment might just lead you to that connection you've been hoping for. Now that you've got these strategies in your toolkit, what's stopping you from putting them into action? Are you ready to step into the dating world with a mindset that values connection over convention? The truth is, dating isn't about following a script. It's about finding someone who gets you exactly as you are. So, ask yourself, are you willing to make small changes that could lead to something extraordinary? Think about it. How would it feel to approach your next date with confidence, clarity, and the assurance that you're enough? It's time to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start creating it. Reflect on what we've covered and take that first step. You don't have to do it all at once. Even small changes can lead to big transformations. And hey, if this resonated with you, there's plenty more to explore. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join this journey of growth and discovery. Don't miss out. This is just the beginning of what's possible.